Oh, so we are back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and you're gonna. Oh, how are you doing? It is your girl Sony on the Philly Hot Radio hottest station. I'm so trying to make it that it is, but I have an awesome guest sitting in front of me. Oh my gosh, this man is just magnificent. He is Philly owned. I like that. I like to be able to say that. Because I love my city. So my co-host, my gosh, I forgot his name, Mr. Nathaniel Lee. He is going to so pop me. Mr. Lee will be here after work. He has taken on another job. So if y'all already know that, he runs two. He is a reporter for two newspaper, Philadelphia newspapers. So he has work and stories to write, and then hopefully he will be here soon. But in the meantime, my weekend was good, funky, fantastic. It was beautiful. It's a lot going on. Cardi B is being drugged. We got Wendy Williams being slammed, and I got an awesome guest up in here. We get ready to just put some peace all up in this. So let me welcome my guest, Mr. Nakia
Yes.
Dillard.
Hey.
Yes,
You
in
got
the
it right.
house. Yes. How are you doing?
I am great. Loving to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
You are so welcome. Thank you for coming here.
Yeah,
So
no problem.
so you are Philadelphia, born and raised.
Born and raised.
Born.
That's
So
right.
so what part of Philly?
I was born. Well, I'm in Logan.
Okay.
Logan area. So
It
like
was North Philly.
Philly. Yeah, North Philly. That's right.
North. It's amazing how over a period of years, Philadelphia has started separating parts of Philadelphia, and when you look at it, it's like, oh my gosh, West Oak Lane. Only to find out West Oak Lane is just still North Philly is the uppity part of North. But we don't want to acknowledge that. Mad shout out, love the West East Oak Lane. Yeah, I went to King and Leeds and
Oh, you went to King?
yeah, Leeds and Emlyn and Longstress. So shout out to
nice. Okay.
born and raised in North Philly though.
Yeah.
But I've never went to a North Philadelphia school.
Well, you know what I did. At
Yeah.
first I didn't, but I did have a stint at Alney High School.
Oh,
And that wasn't that bad though. I mean, it had a lot of bad stigmas attached to it, but
yeah.
but actually I have met a lot of good friends. I want to give a shout out to my boy Mars Co-op from the Roots. Yeah, he went to that school.
Oh yeah. Well, Pieces of a Dream did too.
Yeah,
Yeah, Dizzy Gillespie.
Dizzy Gillespie went to.
He used to come up there and he would perform for the 10th. I think it was the 10th and 11th graders. And I'm like, yo, that sort of sucks because I'm a ninth grader. Like, why can't I go in? And no, we weren't allowed to go into that. But yeah, he would come up to King frequently, and very interesting. Yeah, but Pieces of a Dream came out of King. Man,
Nice.
shout out, love to
Nice.
them.
Pieces of a
I
Dream.
never had a rival. Like I just love my school. So if no bad hard feelings against any school. I mug my face, but literally, it's all in love. I have no bad animosity towards any school. It's just I went to King. I'm proud of it. I went to Leeds, so I brag about my city and my school. But anyway, we don't want to judge on that one right now because I think King was the best. But anyway,
Hey, I'm the same way. Like I went to 3 high schools.
oh,
Yeah, I went to 3 of them.
oh,
Yeah, not that I was roughing people up. You know what I mean? 'Cause I can, but but no, I wasn't. I wasn't roughing nobody up.
oh, okay.
It was crazy because I found my passion like halfway through high school.
Okay,
So I just wanted to transfer.
got you.
So what happened was I went to Franklin Learning Center first, and at Franklin Learning Center you can work, you can go before your grades, like you can graduate early if you like, and you get credits there. So in FLC I was actually like all over the place. I was in 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. So a lot of my friends went to Kappa. And
Okay.
so I wanted to transfer over to Kappa, but before I could do that, I had to make sure they had to look at my grades to see where they could place me.
Right.
So they didn't know where to place me. because I had so many credits in different classes. So with that, I had to go to my neighborhood school, which was Alney, and then I went to Alney. Then I ended up going to Washington High School, and but my passion was acting. So, but then I started working. So,
Oh, okay.
so that's why all the extra stuff happened. But I ended up going to Washington. I was working at Comcast, you know. So
Was there a Comcast back in the day?
oh yeah, yeah. Comcast been around.
Oh,
since,
okay. Yeah.
So I used to work
That was
at
before my
Comcast
time.
as a teenager.
Yeah.
I did a whole lot of jobs.
See, when I grew up, we didn't have cable. We had black and white, and we had you need to be to sleep before midnight because the TV actually went shoot.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And
There wasn't no after night.
No,
Yeah.
there was no after night, no late night
None of that.
show. Jane Leno, no nothing. And please don't make a mistake and go past your TV station because then you had to go turn it all the way again, and don't let the knob come off because then that's when you get the pliers and. Oh my
Right.
gosh, history.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kids don't understand that.
Yeah.
It's like nonstop, everything all
Nonstop.
day.
I was out doing signatures last month, and it was interesting. You know, I get to this lady house, and she was like, "I don't know who these people are." I'm like, "They right down the street." And she's like, "I don't know anybody off this block. I don't know." I said, "Well, that's a shame because the house I went to next." The person that was running, the neighbor literally next door opened up the door, looked, and was like, "I don't know them people." I was like, "Wow." I'm like, okay. But she took me down memory lane. She said, her family does not associate with her in the summertime. I was like, ooh. She said, what happens is because she don't have the air on. So I'm like, okay, what does that mean? We grew up where there was no air conditioner. There was no ceiling fans and stuff. So she lives that life. And I'm like, yo, she had me thinking, I don't remember an air conditioner in our house. Like, oh, what? What did I do? I don't remember. I really don't. I remember coal, because coal, yeah, right? Yeah, because my grandmother used to get it, but I don't remember air conditioners.
So cold. So y'all used to.
My grandmother did. She had. I remember. I would fly to the door, the basement door, and watch them have the little thing tunnel whatever come through the window and go right into the little bin she had. Yeah, and that's how she heated the house. But I don't remember air conditioning. It's like, wow, things I took for granted as a child that I just can't live without now.
Yeah, it's amazing how you. It's like
Yeah.
technology take over and you just kind of forget like things you used to do.
Yeah, because cable was not one of them. But anyway, you are a lover of arts. So we touched on you went to various schools, but and eventually all of this schooling paid off because you landed yourself some serious acting gigs. Like you
Yeah, it's
just
truly
all
been a
over the
blessing.
place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's truly been a blessing. Yeah, at Franklin Learning Center, I was an art major, so I can draw, and so it was cool because I had a chance to, learn that aspect, and then I could be someone else when I went to acting school. So while I was in high school, I was going to acting school, and that's when I met a lot of my friends that went to Kappa. So I wanted to go over there, but things didn't work out that way, so I ended up going to different schools. But I met some really good people on the way, like going to those schools. Like I said, I met my boy Mars Co-op from the Roots, and we actually are working on a few projects now. We're putting together some music videos, some short films, and it's called TUB Films. So Tally Up Boy Films and music. But, so you just never know, like, how God has planned for you, yeah. So you just met so many different people, different my teachers that was in my acting school. They kind of led me to different places. So shout out to some of them, Mel Williams, Ricardo Martin, and if it wasn't for those guys, I'm telling you, I really don't know where I would be today.
So was this your ultimate goal to like become an actor?
Actually, it wasn't. When I was younger, I wanted to be a cartoonist. That was what I wanted to do. So I kind of was. It was late well, not late because I was like 14, 15 when I
Yeah.
started going to Freedom Theater, and that was where I studied acting, and I just fell in love with it, and I just went really hard. Like my teachers and they would refer me and set me up with different opportunities. I used to do plays there, and I would meet people. And one guy said that I reminded him of Glenn Turman as a kid.
Okay.
So Glenn Turman was on Cooley High, and he played the principal in what's the Cosby Show? Different World.
Yeah.
He was the principal on there. And
So is that where you met Ricardo Martin,
at Freedom
the
Theater.
acting coach?
Yeah, Freedom.
How'd
Yeah.
that work out? Was he
Well,
really
he was.
good?
Yeah, he was amazing. He actually passed away, which is, I think about him all the time just because of all his direction, and he started a children's theater company called the Rainbow Company,
Right.
and so many people came out of there. I met a guy that's on. He's on the show She's Gotta Have It. His name is Elvis Nolasco. He kind of like pulled me aside and told me different things I needed to do as an actor. Lenny Daniels, and she actually, we all worked together in my for my acting school. So she's one of my teachers, and it's great to be able to work with people that taught you.
Right.
So it's been a blessing, truly.
So let me get this right. You starred in The Wire.
Yes, I worked in the wire. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I loved that show. Oh my gosh, that's a shame that I can think of these people. I'm literally Christopher Mann.
Yeah.
God, yeah. Oh my gosh. I had a few people come on. Who was it, like almost 2 years ago, and we were discussing. These were people that starred in The Wire, and wanted to know if actually Omar was actually the guy that generally played Omar, if he was rough like he was, or
If he was that way.
yeah, if he was like bisexual that way.
Oh.
Because he played his character to the point where it was just believable,
See, that's the beauty of acting. It's like
yeah.
you get a chance to step in people's shoes without actually having to be that way. It's like, you can just take it on. But no, he's cool. He's a cool dude.
Yeah,
Like Chris
he's
Mann,
yeah.
Brian Anthony Wilson, Joylette Harris. They're all from Philly. Kamal Bostic Smith. They were all part of The Wire, which is
Yeah.
here. And it's great to be a part of that. That was a great time, and it's crazy because Michael K. Williams is his name, Omar.
Mm-hmm.
We both had the same acting coach too. So Melvin Williams, he's up in New York, and he's from Philly. But when he was going through like working as Omar,
Right.
he was training with Mel Williams. So they had a conversation, and Mel told him like, you got to go there. You just gotta. If that's what the character called for, you gotta do it.
You gotta do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta do it. So you've worked with Gerald Butler.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Law-abiding citizen.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like Jamie, but Gerald Butler. Come on now, that's like, what is it like? Oh, okay. Let me just continue. Wendell Pierce, Kerry Washington.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Pretty much the cast from Law Abiding Citizens.
Uh-huh.
So what was it like to work with him?
Actually, it was very inspiring. That's what I love about my work and the opportunities that I've had. I've had a chance to like watch people and watch them do their thing. It was great. It was a great time. Jamie Foxx was mad cool. Gerard Butler, they were both really cool, and again, just to be able to watch them work together, their energy on set, it teaches you a lot, because you get a chance to see what it is, and and I tell people sometimes, like when you get a chance to work on a set, pay attention because it'll be a time when it's your turn on in front of that camera, and you have to be able to focus and basically put your blinders on and do your job. So it was good to see them how they were between cuts, and then when it's time to work,
Yeah,
it's time to
they get
work.
their work in. Yeah,
Right.
I would love to one day, hopefully, sometime soon, meet Mr. Butler. Oh, hey!
Do we got a
Do
call?
we have a
Is
call?
that what that is?
Philly Hot, you on the air? Talk to me.
So I win tickets.
Say that one more time.
I got win tickets.
Who is this?
Hi, Scully, how you doing?
Hey, who
So I win tickets.
who am I speaking with?
John.
Hey, John. Well, yeah. Well, you got a pair of tickets to see Rob Stapleton and Friends comedy show May 18th.
Nice.
How about that one?
Congrats, man.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you get a pair. Yeah. So I have to grab all your information from you, okay? And then we work on that. So, Mr. John, like, tell me where are you from?
South Philadelphia.
Oh. Okay. All right. Well, I got you, Mr. John. So we have a guest here. Do you want to say anything to our guest?
Where you get today? I see I saw him on Facebook. I ain't on Facebook yet.
Yeah, it's Nakia Dillard. He's an actor,
Hey, how you doing?
How you
Doing good,
entrepreneur,
man.
director.
How you doing?
All right.
That's good. Well, congratulations, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll just hold that thought. But okay. So we got to call it at one a pair of tickets. Don't
that.
worry about. I got you for it's May 18th. So what I did was I offered out a pair of tickets to see Rob Stapleton and Friends comedy show May 18th at Illusions Banquet, 403 Baltimore Avenue, Clifton Heights, PA.
Nice.
So I was there, and it's going to be hosted by Malcolm Hill. So I was at the
Okay.
first event, and literally, they were like falling out the seats and stuff. So I
That's
partnered
great.
up with them and asked them, to like help promote their stuff. So yeah, hopefully we can get some things going. But let's get back to you real fast.
Okay.
To you. So you have this you have an entertainment solutions. This is
Oh,
Aiken
yeah.
Acting Academy. Am I
Yeah.
pronouncing that right?
Was I can.
I can.
So, yeah, I have a children's entertainment company where I do birthday parties. I usually hire teenagers, and I have different actors do it. But it's a company where I hire teenagers. They dance, act. Oh, his brother still on the phone?
Yeah.
Okay. He cool. Okay. Yeah. So that's what that part of it is. But I have an acting school called I Can Acts, and we basically have we have a few coaches that I bring through, and they teach the class, and I come through. So you basically get me and the coaches, because what we do is we try to gear the students in a way where they're business savvy as well as learning the craft and the art. Our purpose is to create working actors. So I would say 90% of my students all have been a part of something.
Right.
I've had some kids working on different films, different TV shows. I even had people working on House of Cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had like 1 year, I worked on the show, and the casting director reached out to me, and they had this really big scene, and they needed a lot of actors. So what happened was I told a lot of my students, and they all went down, and they all end up working. They all got paid, to work on House of Cards. So some of them was their first time ever on a set, But that's what our mission is, to create working actors.
So where is your your academy located? Where is this school? Is this in Philadelphia?
Yes. Right now, I work with Danny Simmons, which is the Rush Arts Philly Art Gallery, and that's right at Old York Road in Ruscombe. So we're there on Mondays and Wednesday nights. So we have adults, we have kids, youth. If you go to my website, you can actually see the schedule. It's okay to give?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Give
it's
'em all that.
ICANACTS, which is AIKANACTS.org. And you can see all the information about what nights, and you can actually sign up right online. So if it's something you want to do, and we start at age 7 all the way to adult. So one of my oldest students is 67.
What?
Yep, and he just booked a film.
What? Go ahead, Grandpa. Let me call him up. Shucks. Like he booking film.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Gee, so
it's
what are the
not what you think.
qualifications to get booked? Because I need an acting gig. Like, I can act. I'm working on my Shakespeare. To be or,
Uh-oh.
no, okay. To be or, I don't know. Should I grab it just feels more authentic if I have a sword in my hand and,
Oh, man.
and put a towel draped around my head and rip half my clothes off and smell a little dirty and then I can like play the part because they didn't have deodorant and all that stuff
Yeah,
back
don't be
then.
too
Like,
funky now.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah, they wasn't glamorous.
Yeah, don't go
back
in there with no
then.
swords. 'Cause,
Yeah, yeah,
you
they-
might get ushered out by the popo.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, they're like, okay, yeah, she's like stinking up the place. I mean, literally stinking.
Yeah, you don't want to be in jail over an
Yeah,
audition.
yeah. At 67. Wow. So that's really interesting. Well, it's never too late to actually act or pursue your career. And I try to emphasize that on social media a lot, that age shouldn't matter or any obstacle or mountain shouldn't matter when you're trying to fulfill something. But at 67, congratulations. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I have a 7-year-old that just booked a film with M. Night Shyamalan.
Okay.
Yep. So it's a TV show called Crumpet, and her name is Little Miss Courtney, and big shout out to all of y'all that's listening at ICANACTS. There's a lot of talent.
Yeah, it
telling you.
is. I had your one of your, I believe, I'm not sure if she's your student.
Ajane?
Yeah, she's
wait.
been on here twice.
Amaje. I'm sorry. Who am I
Amaje,
talking
Monet Hardy Jones. She
Right,
was one year.
Amaje.
I had a youth panel and she came up here and it was very interesting. Her and her sister, and I had 2 other gentlemen up in here, and then I actually brought her back again for actual interview. So she loves her acting. She
she's
loves what she
amazing.
does, and it's kind of. I thank God I got to meet her before she goes off to school. But yeah, she's going off, and yeah, I need to go see her perform. But her sister is going to come back here. I'm going to interview her sister because,
nice.
her sister has been watching her, and I find that interesting that her sister wants to follow in her footsteps.
Yeah.
So, to all the young people out here that want to pursue their career in anything, just be mindful that there are those younger than you who are actually watching you, and you always want to lead them in the right direction because they look up to you even in silence.
Right,
So,
so
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Especially on social media, there's so many people that watch you that you don't even know that you're
Right.
inspiring just by your actions and the things that your mission is. And Amaje is a person that's amazing. She works all the time. Like I helped her get a few opportunities, and every director that worked with her always had great things to say about her. And and you just sometimes you just need a little help. And
Yeah.
and with a talent like hers, she's definitely going to be known.
Yeah, I see that in her. So those who don't know, young lady came on, and I had the youth forum on, and we were just discussing a lot: sex, drugs, bullying, parents, lack thereof. And anyway, she held her grounds and she maintained her composure when there was a little mix in the air.
Oh yeah.
Someone apparently said something that offended her, and I like
Hmm.
how she maintained her composure. She didn't flare up or anything, and she
Hmm.
conducted herself in a very loving way. So, mad shout out love to that one, to see our youth out here doing positive stuff. But
Yeah, she's doing a lot of positive stuff, and that's
yeah,
and that's her, and that speaks to her her spirit.
yeah,
You know, she always when she's in class, she comes ready to work. She's hungry, and she does what she has to do, and I really respect that. She
yeah,
doesn't come with a whole lot of excuses. I remember one
yeah.
time she called me because she booked a couple projects, and she was like, "Well, what should I do?" And I was like, "Well, this is what you prayed for, so you gotta give each of it some time. So if you got this play rehearsal you got to go to, if you got this film you're doing, you got to give it the same equal amount of time. You got to instead of waking up at 8 o'clock, you may have to wake up at 6 o'clock
Right.
just to learn your lines and do what you need to do. Because when you get on set, those directors don't care that you
Tired.
had this and that to do, and that's one
That's
thing
money.
about her. Like she do what she got to do, you know.
So let me ask you this,
Hmm.
because I've never, I goof around in the mirror. How do you get students, and I've seen them younger than that, but how do you get the students at such a young age to stay not just focused but motivated? You know, trying to memorize my name and my date of birth along with my address. It's like, okay, I'm 7, like you giving me a lot. And then you want me to remember these lines and then how I'm supposed to walk or sit or, whatever the cue is. How do
Hmm.
you get them to do that?
Well, a lot of it is in them already. The parents help. Like it takes a village, honestly. So we're only with them 1 hour a week. So
Okay.
a lot of that is the parents. They got to stay on them, make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do. And by the time we see them again, we just correct what they're supposed to do. But a lot of them want to do it. A lot of them can't wait to study something or book something. I have a kid that just, how old is he? Maybe 9 or 10, maybe even 11. I'm not sure, but he just booked a play, and he's one way in class, and he's when I saw him on stage, it was amazing.
Hmm.
So again, like it's in a lot of these kids, but a lot of times like they don't know where to go, and the right people aren't really pushing them to what they need to do. So,
Right.
and all of my teachers are all working actors too. So we're all in the industry. So a lot of times they get a chance to see us working. Like one of the kids, because I'm working on the show Black Lightning right now.
Hmm.
So that's one of the kids' favorite shows. So they're like inspired. You see what I mean? So if they see you doing it, just like you said earlier with Maji's little sister, like looking at her, and now she's inspired to do it
Right.
because she sees what she's doing. So the teachers are all working, they all do different things, so the kids are inspired by watching them.
Yeah. Yeah. I you know what? I love the camera, but I don't like the camera.
Mm.
And to hear people say how they've been in the industry for years and still get butterflies.
Oh yeah, I do. I
It's
mean,
like,
it's
okay, I would have thought that, after the first movie, the first TV show, the first interview, that all that would have been,
nope.
but you still, where is
Well, at
that
least for
come?
me.
Yeah, you still get that.
Oh yeah, every time. But I use that energy differently now, whereas I push through it. But yeah, every opportunity that's new, I feel that way, and I don't think it's ever going to leave because one, I'm excited. I'm happy and grateful that I have that opportunity because once you do the audition, it's like practice.
Right.
But then when you book the job, now you got to go to work. You got to put everything that you did in that audition and now do it.
To the test.
Right. So people that watch TV, they think that, oh, it's just a half hour show. oh yeah, I could do that. But these are 16-hour days.
Right. And
You
there's a
don't see-
lot.
It's a lot.
There's a lot.
So you have to be mindful of your movements. It's multiple cameras sometimes, and it's a lot of people on set. So it's not just you and that actor.
It's a lot.
There's so many
of
people that you don't see.
Yeah.
They're standing around. So it's like a mini audience.
Yeah, watch.
Like basically doing like if you do plays like theater, you're in front of the audience, but on film they're on the sides.
Right.
So you're still
Out the way.
performing
Right.
in front of people.
See, you know what? Another reason why I could never do that, because I watch, even though sometimes, a vast majority of the time, there are, what do you call them, dummies. I'm sorry, not dummies, doubles.
Oh,
They're the doubles.
Uh-huh.
When you get to the nude part,
Oh, okay.
mind you now, everybody's there
Oh, yeah.
when you're doing that nude part. How is that, like, how do you, like, there's no, see, we don't see that part when they're walking away naked. Everybody else gets to see them walking
Well,
around.
a lot of times when it's nudity, it's a closed set. It is still people there, but it's not
Okay.
as many people there.
Oh, wow.
So you may have the director, you may have the sound people, you got the who else?
Yeah.
The lighting crew. But once they set up, then they usually leave. So
yeah.
it might just be a few of them, but still,
Yeah, still.
you're still naked.
You're
you know
still
what I'm saying,
naked.
in front of these people. But
Yeah.
but it's part of the job.
Yeah,
If that's
it's
what you
part of
signed
the
up for.
job,
A lot of
'cause
times when you audition, they'll say this
This
role
really
requires nudity,
Yeah.
and you say okay, and then when you get the job, you're like, oh dang, I gotta
Yeah,
be
because
butt-
I literally got to
butt-
walk
butt
in
naked
front.
up in there.
Yeah, I've always thought about, even with the doubles, somebody still has to come in and, but yeah. So okay, so you have this academy from 7, and your oldest,
Yeah.
he's in his. So how do they get to find you again?
Well, I'm on social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, the website, and they could just call 215-324-0632. And you could ask questions if you have any, or you could just go right online and you could sign up. So that's how you can get in touch with us.
So is there a fee for this?
Oh, yeah.
Monthly? There's a fee for this. So
Yes.
it is a fee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's just an hour, correct?
It's an hour
It's
for
an hour.
6 weeks.
For 6
So you get a
weeks.
6-week class, yeah.
So what happens after the 6 weeks?
Well, we don't give certificates or anything like that. 'cause
Okay.
This industry is not, it doesn't matter. Like, if you take a 6-week class and then you show it to the casting director, it doesn't mean you're going to get hired.
Right.
So the thing is, what we teach is things that they need to know as far as in like business tactics, how you headshot it, different things like that need to look. And how to audition.
Okay.
How do you walk in a room? Different things like that. So once they leave, a lot of times they know what to do, and so you know how to audition. And all the while, the students are in there. I'm sending them on auditions.
Right.
So that's one of the things I do. I find them opportunities. So, like recently, I helped cast the Meek Mill video.
Mm-hmm.
So all the people in the video are from my acting class.
Oh, get out.
And they all got paid. Yeah.
Meek Mills, if you ever need, like, yeah, I could be in a Meek Mill video. Like, how come
Yeah.
no one ever thinks to ask me, do I want to be in anybody's video?
You gotta come to I Can't Act.
Yeah, I need
that's
to
what we
come
do.
out. Yeah, I need to come out to this acting class and get my little act on.
Because sometimes like I'll have a director right in class.
Yeah.
So by the time they finish the class, they may be walking into a job.
Okay.
So I bring producers through, actors through. I have my friend Kevin Savage, who works on
Yeah, we're Facebook
American
friends.
what is it what is it called? American Soul.
Okay.
Yeah, the new show about Don Cornelius.
Oh.
Yeah, so he plays his father.
Oh, get out.
Right. So he came through. I had my friend Elvis Nolasco who who works on She's Gotta Have It. I had Jasmine Sullivan come through and speak. I had my friend Emilio Sparks from Jay-Z's camp, State Property.
Mm-hmm.
So he came through. I had a couple directors, Rel Dowdell. He came through. So, like I said, I try to put people in front of the students so that they can ask questions.
Right.
And it's right from people that's in the industry. I had my friend Sky Dennis.
Mm-hmm.
He directs a lot of stuff now. He's working with ABFF. So, my whole mission is to show them, one, it is possible,
Mm-hmm.
and that they can basically do what they set their minds to do. But it's also about networking. You have to network.
Yeah,
you can't
have
just sit
to
in
network.
class and just think that people won't just come to you. Even though I do bring opportunities, but still, you still gotta
Take the first step and get up.
take the first step.
Yes. So is there, because you said, did you teach them headshots? You give them headshots and how to go in for it. Is there like a proper way to walk into the room for a audition? Should I just what makes them look at me and say, "Ooh, I like her," versus I like the next person? Like, how should I?
It's all about confidence,
If I walk in there with the holy jeans and the cap on, yo,
the
yo, yo.
holy jeans?
Well, because nowadays, they got the, when we grew up, you had on holy pants, you had to put a patch on them because they would tease you. Now we can walk around with holes all over the place, and they actually sell them $40, $50 with just holes.
Yeah. I mean, it really depends on what they're looking for. Like when you walk into an audition, if the character breakdown requires that, then they'll look at you. But if they're looking for somebody that's corporate and you come in there like that, you still gotta. It's still a job,
Right.
You know what I mean. So you gotta still do your research on what you need to do. And as far as the headshots, like what I do is I set appointments up. I have a couple photographers that I work with. So if they're interested in headshots, that's another aspect that that we offer.
Mm-hmm. Are headshots necessary?
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely need headshots in this industry, because that's your calling card. Like, so what
Something
makes
like a
them want
resume?
Yeah, you need that too. So that's what gets you the actual audition is your headshot.
Okay.
So once they slide the headshot in and they say, okay, this person I think could fit this role, let's bring them in for an audition. That's how it works.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So I know I'm going to keep asking this throughout, because I'm pretty sure there's someone who didn't get it the first time, who didn't have a pen and paper the second time, or maybe forgot the third time. But just reiterate again, like how they can, reach your station. I mean, not your station,
Channel,
your
class.
industry, your class, a 10-year class, and the age.
Okay, well, we started at age 7 through adult, so it doesn't matter your age. If you feel like you want to do it, it's an opportunity for you. At least you can learn. So you can log on to icanacts.org, which is AIKANACTS.org. And you can sign up right online. You can go to Instagram, Facebook. You can follow us on there. If you have any questions, you can actually inbox us, and we'll get back to you.
Okay. All right. So what is your next move after this? Because you have the acting. Do I have a book deal coming up? You plan on being a director? Because I see that you are motivational, like you are a producer and you are an actor.
Yeah, I've worked. Actually, Chris and I we produced a project called Underground Kings. So it was a few of us that actually produced it. It was myself, Sky Dennis, which he wrote and directed it. It was Chris Mann, and you can actually watch that on Prime, Amazon Prime. You can watch that, and I help with casting. I help with producing different projects. I helped a few of my friends do some stuff. at one time I actually helped. It was a film called Brotherly Love. I helped get some of the extras on there. Yeah. So.
Was that filmed in Philly?
Yep. Right in West Philly.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
At
missing
Overbrook.
everything.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah. I'm telling you, you need to come through.
I need to.
'Cause
I'm gonna.
put
Yeah,
you in
I'm gonna.
some
I'm
stuff.
gonna hang with you. Like, man, I need your hookup.
Yeah.
This stuff right here is not going to get it, man. I'm not getting anywhere. I'm just sitting here talking to people. I can be on TV, like, yo, doing
See
my
that?
my theater stuff.
Yeah, but you gotta watch though. You can't be coming in there funky now.
Yeah,
You
I
can't
do.
be coming in there with the robe on, looking crazy with the sword.
Yeah. I don't want to be thrown out
Yeah,
for
'cause,
my
I will
for
call the
my
cops on
bodily
you now.
smell before they even got to hear me talk. Cause I got to do my Shakespeare.
That's
like
right, that's right.
Yeah, I got to put Shakespeare on the map. Like he gonna be like, even he gonna look at me like, no, she didn't.
He gonna get him out the grave. Like, oh
Like,
no,
are
that's
you
not how it's done.
serious? Yeah.
But another thing I helped produce is called Swing, and you can watch that now. On matter of fact, if you go to my Instagram, so I produced that with a few of my friends from Philly, and they've worked on a bunch of projects. Atif Lanier, Mike Pender, Keith Ballard. So it's let me see. If you go to my Instagram and you go to where it says Linktree in my bio, you can actually see that. I have a few films that I'm working on. One film I'm shooting in Brooklyn called
Brooklyn in the house.
Yep, Brooklyn in the house.
Yeah.
It's called To Live and Die in Bed-Stuy, and it has Terrell Hicks. She was in Belly and A Bronx Tale.
Yeah.
She did a lot of stuff, and so she's one of the she's involved. Dana Dane is producing it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I got that. I'm doing a sitcom called the Wildelinis. Shooting that in April.
Okay.
I'm doing a film called A Cup Full of Crazy.
Oh God, I need a cup full. I've been sound like some of the people I've been hanging around. A cup full of.
And you're doing it for free.
Yeah,
You get paid.
I'm hanging around a couple of, not even a cup, maybe a tub full, but.
Yeah, and that was written by Jillian Bullock. What else? What else am I doing? I got a couple things.
I see that Black Lightning came out. It's on Netflix as of 2 days ago.
Yep, March 26th. It just came out, so you can catch up on the second season. And I play a dude named Terrence Long on the show. So on the 6th episode, you can check me out. And I didn't die, so I may be back.
Thank you, thank God. A black man did not die.
So,
Yeah, To Live and Die in Bed-Stuy.
yeah, that's the film in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And that's by Joseph C. Grant.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the cover of it looks very interesting. Like an espionage spy, like, yo, is he? Yeah, it really looks nice. So you might want to check that out. Yeah.
And I'm even helping with some of the casting on that. Like a few of my students are going to be involved, so I'm bringing them up to Brooklyn, and this will be their first New York film.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, if I'm a part of a project, I try to bring my my staff on, my kids, all of that. So I've gotten a lot of my teachers' jobs. Yeah. So like I said, I try to spread the love and pull everybody up.
Great way to do that. It's a great way. Some people generally, they get into the industry, they make it,
And it's all about them.
and they don't tend to reach back. And when they do, it's like limited, and it's like, okay, well, I got mine type attitude. Okay,
Right.
get your own.
And there's a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's a lot of people. But I try not to be like that.
Try.
So
Industry is rough, I was told.
Well, it is. It is. It's every man for itself sometimes, but but still, I try to. If I have a foot in, and I know that they can, if they're looking for people, and I have the people, I just try to pull them in. Like did a film called Cost of a Soul a few years ago, and actually I helped bring a few of my teaching staff in on that. Kamal Bostic Smith, one one of my students. His name was Ty, and Ty at the time was going through some stuff, and I actually brought him in a project that I was working on with David Mann, and he played his son.
Okay.
So he had a chance to meet David Mann and work and get paid for it.
And you keep emphasizing. I'm going. Look,
You see what I'm saying?
I'm going to come there
You
because
should be on
everyone's getting
You
paid.
should be already on the site.
Yeah,
You
I
should
need to be
signed up
on.
already.
I need to hear them say "and action." I'm like, yeah, boy. They were like, no, she fired. She get her out of here. No, honey, that wasn't your part. But I memorized that line and mine. Like I know when to walk in.
Don't
Like,
go on set making me look bad. Now. Don't do that.
I'm gonna make sure I get everybody's part. Like, yo, I'm gonna be the one man person. Like, wait a minute, I gotta change, look like the man. Like, oh, just give
Where
me.
did you learn lines? Where did you learn this stuff from?
I'm a highly
I'm gonna be over
recommend you. Actually, I'm gonna send them a picture of us together with your address right there. See that right there?
No, that ain't me. That's my stand-in. That wasn't me.
Yeah. Get him in trouble. All right, Mr. Dillard. Is there anything you want to share with us before we hightail out of here? Do y'all say hightail in movies? Like
No, I don't think
hightail?
we use that term.
Oh,
I think it's kind
okay.
of outdated there. But
Oh, I need to update my television words. Yeah.
I want to say I am helping with a company called World Financial Group, and I'm helping basically help people become financially literate. Trying to get 1 million families to become financially literate before 2020. So we're doing free classes for that, and that's an opportunity for people in just to learn, because we're not taught that in school.
All right.
So we're just trying to change lives and help the community. So yeah, if you follow me on Instagram, and that's Nakia Dillard, or either follow my business page, which is I Can Ask, you can see different postings about that. So I usually put it in my stories or my on my page, so you can, if it's something that you want to learn, the classes are free, and you can just come through.
All right. Well, y'all heard it. Y'all heard it directly from him. Check him out. Matter of fact, go on Netflix. You can watch some of his stuff. Actually, you can go to the actual facility, and we can go get our little acting stuff on. And yeah, maybe because I'm gonna give me an acting job, and I'm gonna get paid acting. 'Cause I hope by the time I get there, they don't say, "Well, we might have to cut your check, and that'll be next week." No, I act today, I get paid today. Isn't that same day service?
You trying to get fired already?
Oh, I guess I don't tell the boss man what. Yeah, well, I'm going in. I'm changing a lot of stuff. I don't like the way her hair is. I don't like her that producer seat. That looked like something I should be sitting in. Like, why has he got a director seat and I don't have? Wait a minute, do I walk in? Because that's what I need. I need my own trailer.
Oh man.
Oh, my own dressing room.
Well, you might
With
be
the
able to,
bathroom, the shower, the tub, and the makeup artist. Oh yeah, I need to get my acting skills up because my own little refrigerator with a chef.
Yeah, you trying to get fired. Yep.
Yo, fired. I didn't even get hired yet. Like, okay. But
you got to crawl. I mean, that's good vision.
I got to get there first.
Out there, you know what I'm saying?
Once they heard all this, they were like, no, she's never gonna work on my set. Like, they say if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. First, I gotta get there and just look like all the doors are just shut. Okay, but it's okay. But Mr. Dillard, I so appreciate you coming out here, sharing with us.
Thank you.
Talking about your programs and your students and how you light up over them. Yes.
Oh man, they make me.
For all of the students, I'm hoping y'all are just amazing out here. You're taking notes and you are going to be mighty successful. So yeah.
Oh, thank you.
So I appreciate you coming out here. But at 6:30, I will have the most talked about, asked about, requested, Dr. Umar Johnson will be on the set. So check us out, PhillyHott.radio, PhillyHottRadio.com. You don't want to miss it. Phone lines at 484-477-6348. I'm going to take a pause for the calls, put some music on, and we'll be right back.